All right, guys, Dallas in 2035 isn't what you think it is. And I'm not talking about another Frisco expansion or some new mixed-use development with the same restaurant lineup. I'm talking about Dallas becoming something structurally different, a freight logistics superpower, a medical innovation corridor that rivals Boston, a city where you can actually move without sitting in your car for 90 minutes. This isn't going to be hype. This is already engineered, funded, and breaking ground right now. Today, we're looking at how Dallas is about to completely transform over the next decade in ways that nobody's even talking about yet. So here's the thing that nobody sees coming. While everybody's focused on tech jobs and corporate relocations, do you know what's really reshaping the city? And that's gonna be the freight infrastructure. Listen, Dallas sits at the center of the most valuable logistics corridor in all of North America. We're talking about the I-35 spine that connects Mexico all the way to Canada. We're talking about I-20 east and west artery that goes from freaking Florida all the way to freaking California. And then you have the convergence of 6 Class 1 railroads running straight through Texas, 6 of them, guys. No other city in America has that. And the Texas Freight Mobility Plan that just allocated $2.1 billion to upgrade all their facilities across the Dallas region. Translation, yeah, Dallas is becoming the physical backbone of the North American trade route. Now, for some of you who don't quite understand supply and demand like way back in the day on the Oregon Trail, whoever had the routes, that's where you start to see cities pop up and you saw the economics start to grow. So when all the trade from China to Mexico, it starts to accelerate, and it already has, right? Every single product moving from Monterey to Chicago flows through Dallas. The Dallas Hub project in South Dallas is adding 8.5 million square feet of climate-controlled warehousing and distribution space. And this is going to be specifically designed for those high-value goods, right? Pharmaceuticals, semiconductors, aerospace components. This isn't Amazon boxes, guys. This is the supply chain for the next generation of American manufacturing. And here's the kicker, right? Logistics hubs, they create what economists call economic multiplier effects. Check this out. For every logistics job that you create, you generate 2.8 additional jobs in supporting industries, right? Food service, transportation, tech services, facility management. So while everyone's watching Plano and Frisco, the real wealth creation is happening in the southern arc of the Metroplex where nobody's even paying attention yet. We're talking about Grand Prairie, DeSoto, Lancaster. These cities are about to see an economic boom that most people won't understand until it's already happened. But now let's talk about something nobody wants to discuss, but everybody should understand, guys. Water. Good old H2O. Listen, Dallas is sitting on a bit of a ticking time clock right now. The Metroplex is projected to hit 10 million people by 2035. And the current water infrastructure, it just can't support that growth. Guys, we've had droughts, we've had lake levels dropping around here, and for years, the conversation stopped right there. But here's what changed in 2024, guys. The North Texas Water District, they fast-tracked the Boys d'Arc Lake project, and that's gonna be a brand new 16,000-acre reservoir that came online ahead of schedule. This isn't just about keeping your sprinklers running, guys. This is about economic security. Listen, cities that control the water control the growth. Period. And Dallas just secured a 100-year water supply while other cities like Phoenix and Las Vegas are literally rationing their water. And here's where it all gets really interesting. The integrated pipeline project, this is going to be a $2.3 billion system connecting East Texas Reservoir to the Metroplex, is in the final construction phases. So by 2028, Dallas is going to have multiple water sources with enough capacity to support 12 million people. And that's why I say Dallas is ahead of the curve than all the other cities around the US, right? We're forward thinking and thinking about all the growth that's happening, and we're trying to put things in place before it actually happens. But even then, guys, the real move in this situation, the water technology, guys. Dallas is becoming the hub for water tech innovation. We're talking about smart irrigation systems, water recycling infrastructure. Companies are setting up here specifically because they're solving the water equation that the rest of the Sun Belt is terrified of. I mean, the University of Texas at Dallas, it just opened a $150 million water innovation research center, and that's going to be focused entirely on making water infrastructure smarter, cleaner, and more efficient. This is the kind of move that creates entire industries, guys. So when you're actually thinking about where to invest in 2035, I want you to ask yourself this question. Which cities solve their water problems and which ones are still fighting over their aquifers? But what about the transit revolution that nobody believes is happening? All right, so let's address the elephant in the room, guys. Dallas traffic is a nightmare. We know, you know, that we know that you know. The sprawl around here is real, guys. Public transit is basically a punchline to a joke. But here's the thing, that's changing faster than anyone actually realizes. And the projects that are in motion right now are going to completely rewire how this city functions. We've talked about it before in previous videos, but the Silver Line just opened up, guys, and it's going to be a 26-mile regional rail line connecting Plano, Richardson, Carrollton, Grapevine, all to the DFW airport. For the first time, you can live in Plano and work at DFW without touching a freeway. And that's not just theory, guys. That's operational right now. But the secret I'm gonna let y'all in on is that's just phase one. By 2030, the Cotton Belt extension adds another 15 miles connecting North Dallas to Fort Worth. And that's gonna create a genuine cross-regional transit backbone. And here's what matters about this whole thing. Every single station along that corridor is a future development node, right? The city of Dallas just passed the Station District overlay zoning, and that's going to be the same type of concept that Miami's doing down there in Florida. We're talking about high-density residential, commercial, and the mixed use within half a mile of every single DART station, guys. The goal is really simple. Make it financially viable to live without a car. And check this out, Uber and Lyft are partnering with DART to create integrated last-mile solutions, right? You can take the train to the station, and then there's already a rideshare waiting for you to take you home. So no more excuses about transit not being convenient. And look, I get it. I know what you guys are thinking. Cool story, but I'm still driving. That's fair. But here's the reality, guys. By 2035, the people who position themselves near these transit corridors are going to see property values that reflect what Miami's seeing right now around their metro stations. The bottom line is, the early movers will always win big. And listen, I get it, guys. I'm just some random guy on YouTube telling you about how great Dallas is. Look, if this is your first time to the channel, my name is Mark with the Dallas Relocation Guide, and we help people buy, sell, and relocate right here to the Dallas Metroplex. Listen, nobody's out here boots on the ground giving you the intel, insights, and everything you need to know before you make this move to Dallas. So if you're thinking about making a move, guys, feel free to reach out. All of our contact info is down in the description below and pinned to the top of the chat. So let's touch on this medical corridor that's about to explode. So here's something that flies completely under the radar around here. And Dallas has the second largest medical district in the United States. Not the third, not the fourth, not the fifth, second. Only Houston has a bigger medical center, and here's why this matters, guys. Dallas isn't just hospitals anymore. It's turning into a full biotech and life sciences ecosystem, and the numbers are insane. UT Southwestern down there, it just broke ground on a $2 billion research expansion, the largest capital project in the university's history. This isn't just adding beds, guys. This is creating biotech research powerhouses focused on gene therapy, neuroscience, and cancer treatment. We're starting to see so many people influx into Dallas who need these special treatments, and this is what is going to continue to pump the economy way up. Over at Parkland Hospital, they have a new $2.3 billion campus that just came online, and it's the most technologically advanced public hospital in the country. AI-driven diagnostics, robot surgery suites, telemedicine infrastructure, this is where the future of healthcare is being prototyped. But even with all this, the real play is going to be the medical device manufacturing. Companies are starting to relocate their production here because Dallas has the talent pipeline from UT Southwestern, the logistics infrastructure to ship globally, and the regulatory environment that doesn't strangle all the innovation. We're talking about Medtronic, Stryker, and Zimmer Biomet all have major operations in North Texas now, and they're still expanding. The medical device sector employs over 40,000 people in the Metroplex, and that number is projected to hit 75,000 by 2035. And the average salary for them guys, $127,000. How would you like some of them coins? And because Texas has no state income tax, that take home is significantly higher than the same job in Massachusetts or California. So here's the bottom line. While everyone's chasing tech jobs, the medical and life sciences sector is quietly becoming one of the highest paying, most recession-proof industries in all of DFW. And most people had no idea that it's even here. All right, let's talk about something that's been hiding in plain sight, right? Aerospace engineering. Most people have heard of Lockheed Martin. They have a massive plant over in Fort Worth. That's cool, that's fine, everything's good. But what they don't realize is that DFW is becoming the central aerospace manufacturing and innovation hub for the entire central United States. We're talking about Bell Textron, Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, General Dynamics, all here in DFW. But the next phase isn't just defense contractors, it's commercial space and advanced air mobility. The Alliance Airport over in Fort Worth, it isn't just a cargo hub anymore. It's becoming a test site for electrical vertical takeoff and landing aircrafts. It's basically flying taxis. And then you got Joby Aviation and Archer Aviation. They're both setting up operation here because the FAA is fast-tracking Texas as the testing ground for urban air mobility. So guys, by 2035, the vision is you'll be able to take an air taxi from downtown Dallas to DFW Airport in 12 minutes. Now, how affordable that's going to be for everybody? Probably not so much. But here's what matters most, guys. The infrastructure that's being built to support all this is going to create thousands of high-paying aerospace engineering, maintenance, and operational jobs. And those workers are going to need places to live. So when we're talking about property values, places in the mid-cities region over in Arlington, Grand Prairie, Irving, they're just positioned for this aerospace alley. and the economic development incentives around them are going to be completely massive. If you're looking at where to buy real estate in 2025 and hold for 10 years, this corridor is criminally underpriced right now. All right, let's talk money for a second, because all this infrastructure is cool, but if you're moving to Dallas or investing here, you need to know where the market's actually headed. So here's the truth. North Dallas is overpriced right now, just by a little bit. Listen, I said it, don't kill the messenger. Don't be mad at me if you live up and prosper in some of these areas. It is what it is. It ain't going away. We're talking about Frisco, Prosper, Aubrey. We're talking about McKinney and some of these other places, and probably parts of Plano as well. You're paying a premium for a lifestyle that was valuable probably 5 years ago. But the world is changing, guys. The smart money is actually moving into a couple of these other areas that you aren't even watching yet. We're talking about the Southern Arc, right? Grand Prairie, DeSoto, Duncanville, Lancaster. These cities are about to absorb the logistics booms, and property values are still in the 300 to 500K range for a solid single-family house. But by 2035, these areas will have appreciated by 60 to 80% as the freight and the distribution infrastructure comes online. The next area to be impacted is going to be that eastern corridor. We're talking about Rockwall, Fate, Royce City. These suburbs are pretty boring right now, which is exactly why they're so undervalued. The infrastructure out there is already there. The schools are grade A, and you're 30 minutes from downtown Dallas without paying a single toll. And as this remote work situation stabilizes, and as people realize they don't need to live in Frisco, this is where all those families are going to end up. And then you have the Trinity River District. This one's going to be a little controversial, but I want you to hear me out, guys. Downtown Dallas has been about to take off for 20 years now. But the crazy thing is now the Trinity River project is finally moving forward, and this is going to be that $4 billion infrastructure plan to transform the Trinity River into a usable amenity with trails, parks, and mixed-use development along the entire corridor. I want you to think of it of Central Park in New York ×5. Guys, when this completes, downtown Dallas becomes actually livable, not just a business district anymore. And the neighborhoods on the edge of this, Oak Cliff, Bishop Arch, parts of West Dallas, are going to see that explosive growth. Now, here's a little bit of the market reality. The median home price in Dallas County right now is around $385,000. But that number hides a lot of the variations, right? The luxury market is cooling a little bit, entry level is stabilizing, and the sweet spot is going to be that 400 to 700K in emerging neighborhoods. This is where the opportunity lies. Guys, Dallas leads the nation in build-to-rent communities, entire neighborhoods of single-family homes designed for renters and not buyers. Some people hate it, some people love it. We're just giving you the facts and reporting you the news. But here's the real reality of it all. It's creating housing stock in areas where traditional builders, they won't even touch. And for investors, these stabilized communities are generating 6 to 8% cash-on-cash returns in markets that are still appreciating. All right, so let's zoom out and talk about the infrastructure backbone that's making all of this possible, right? Because none of this works if the roads, utilities, and the systems can't support the growth. Now, the I-35 expansion through Southern Dallas is adding managed toll lanes and completely rebuilding interchanges, right? This isn't sexy talk, right? But it's critical. I-35 is a central trade artery, and right now it's a bottleneck when you get to downtown Dallas. But by 2030, they're going to expand this, and this is going to support 40% more freight volume, which directly impacts every single logistics jobs and distribution center that's being built right now. And then we got the Texas High-Speed Rail project. Look, this one's been a little controversial and delayed, but the latest reports show that the Dallas to Houston route is back in active planning with private funding from the Texas Central Partners. If this goes live by 2035, it's going to be a game changer like Dallas has never seen. You could live in Dallas and have a meeting in Houston without flying or driving 4 hours. They said the total time from Dallas to Houston on that high-speed rail is going to be 90 minutes. And that's just going to open up the economic opportunities that didn't exist today. And then Dallas is about to overhaul their utility infrastructure. Look, this is boring stuff nobody covers, right? But it matters so much. The city's investing $8 billion over the next 10 years to replace aging water mains, upgraded electrical grids, and expanded fiber optic networks. Now, why does any of this matter to you? Because cities with reliable utilities attract high-value businesses, right? High value, meaning they're gonna pay you more money. Listen, companies doing AI research or data-intensive work, they need rock-solid power and internet. And Dallas is building that capacity right here and now. So now let's touch on something that you've probably never heard about, and that's going to be the Trinity Forest Spine Trail, right? This one is going to be a 10-mile pedestrian and bike corridor connecting Southern Dallas neighborhoods to the Central Business District right there in downtown. This is going to be part of the larger Dallas Trail Network, which is aiming for 400 miles of connected trails by 2035. Listen, statistically, cities that invest in walkability and bikeability attract a different kind of resident, right? Younger, higher income, more engaged, and those residents, they drive the neighborhood transformations. All right, so now let's talk about something Dallas doesn't get enough credit for: sustainability infrastructure. And look, I get it. Texas is oil and gas, right? But here's the thing about it. Dallas is quietly becoming a major player in clean energy and climate resilience, and the economic opportunity is massive, right? I mean, they're overhauling the Texas power grid because after that 2021 freeze that we had, it just exposed how fragile our grid was. The state has really been dumping money into it, $30 billion into grid modernization, battery storage, and renewable integrations. So by 2030, Texas is projected to have more solar and wind capacity than any other state in our nation. And guess where all the operations, logistics, and corporate headquarters for those energy companies are going to be? Dallas, Texas. I mean, when I think about it, Encore's smart grid initiative is turning the Dallas electrical grid into one of the most advanced in our country. We're talking about real-time load balancing, AI-driven outage predictions, distributed battery storage, and this matters so much because all the data centers that we just got through talking about and the tech companies, they need 99.99% uptime. There is no time to turn it off. I mean, my computer over here never gets turned off. So could you imagine a data center on acres of land and how much power that uses? So Dallas noticed a void in the market, and they're going to build the reliable infrastructure so more and more businesses continue to move here, which means more jobs for more people, which means our economy stays strong regardless of what's going on with the rest of the United States, and we don't see these housing crashes and all this other stuff that other parts of the countries may be experiencing. All right, so let's talk a little bit about tech, guys, because yes, Dallas has all the tech jobs, but the tech sector here is different from like Austin, and most people don't really understand why that matters, right? Austin has all the startups and Dallas has all the enterprise tech, right? AT&T, Texas Instruments, NTT Data, Cisco. These aren't those no-name, just getting started type of companies. These are those Fortune 500 big boys with massive campuses, stable jobs, and benefit packages that let you actually buy a house. I mean, tech salaries in Dallas average around $118,000, and with no state income tax, that take home is comparable to $140K in California. And that's going to be real money, guys. And when you think about the cost of living here is 30 to 40% lower than in the Bay Area, it's just a no-brainer when you think about it. But here's where everything gets really interesting. The telecom corridor in Richardson is transforming into an AI and cybersecurity hub, right? We're talking about companies like Raytheon Intelligence, Ericsson, Fuji. They're all going to be headquartered in this area, and they're shifting their focus toward the network security and the autonomous systems, right? Dallas is also becoming a bit of a fintech hub, right? With no state income tax in our business-friendly environment, guys, companies are setting up shop here to serve those sectors that need serving. You can see it in some of the big boy developments that are coming here. Goldman Sachs is building their crazy big building in downtown. JP Morgan Chase is here. Charles Schwab is over there in Westlake, right? And the crazy thing is all these companies are hiring aggressively for the software engineers, all the data scientists, and the product manager. The difference between Dallas and Austin, Dallas has the corporate stability and the infrastructure. Austin has a lot of the hype. And most people who are relocating, especially with your family, are looking for the stability wins. So let's put all the pieces together, guys. What does Dallas actually look like in 2035? I mean, downtown is transforming into a true urban core. The Trinity River District creates a central green space that rivals Chicago's lakefronts. You're going to have the high-density residential tower sit alongside corporate headquarters. And for the first time, you can actually live downtown without needing a car for everything you need. Over in the medical district, that's going to evolve into a medical city where you'll have a live, work, play biotech ecosystem where researchers, doctors, and engineers, they live within walking distance of their labs. This is going to make this one of the highest income neighborhoods in all of Dallas, right? Rivaling Highland Park, but with a completely type of vibe to it. And then as we head south on the Southern Arc, and that's going to absorb all the logistics booms that's on its way, right? Grand Prairie, DeSoto, and Lancaster, they become the economic engine down in South Dallas, right? And South Dallas really needs it. The median household income down there has been climbing, but it's probably 60K to 95K as it stands. And as these high-paying logistics, distribution, and manufacturing jobs, they flood that area, that's going to be more opportunity for a lot of people who are looking to make more money. And then we're going to have all the transit connectivity that's changing the game, right? The Silver Line, the Cotton Belt extension, and the integrated rideshare systems mean that car ownership becomes optional for a significant portion of the population. This fundamentally changes where people choose to live around here. And then as Aerospace Alley becomes a thing, the Mid-Cities region, again, Arlington, Grand Prairie, and Irving, that transform into a central aerospace manufacturing and innovation corridor. And that's going to attract all your engineers and skilled workers from all over the country. When water starts to become scarce way in the future, guys, that's going to be our competitive advantage. While other Sunbelt cities, they struggle with the drought and the rationing, Dallas has 100 years of water capacity locked down. This is going to attract more businesses, drive more population growth, and it's going to cement Dallas as the long-term winner in the Texas Triangle. Guys, by 2035, Dallas isn't just going to be growing. It's becoming a global competitive city with a diversified economy. It's going to have the real infrastructure and the quality of life that competes with anywhere in our country. And the bottom line to all of this is the opportunity window is right now. Everything that I just laid out for you, it's already in motion, right? The funding is allocated, the projects are breaking ground, and the infrastructure is being built. But here's the thing about opportunity. It's only valuable when you get in early. Once everybody else knows about it, the prices adjust and you're paying the market rate for everything. I mean, I'm giving you the sauce for free, right? The neighborhoods that I mentioned, Grand Prairie, Rockwall, parts of Oak Cliff, those are still affordable right now. 5 years from now, they won't be. The transit corridors with the Silver Line and the Cotton Belt extension are coming online, guys. Property values near those stations are going to double. Listen, that's not speculation. That's just good old economics of supply and demand. And that's what happens in every major city that builds functional transit, guys. The logistic and aerospace corridors we talked about, those are going to create tens of thousands of high-paying jobs over the next decade. And the people filling those jobs are going to need places to live. And that's how all this directly affects you. So if you're thinking about moving to Dallas, or if you're still in just research mode and you're trying to figure out where this city is headed, you're watching the right video, right? Because what I just gave you isn't the surface level hype. It isn't the very watered down version. This is the true facts that nobody else is talking about. You've probably never ever heard about. And it's going to be where the infrastructure and economic shift. And it's going to have those real estate plays that most people won't understand until it's already too late. Dallas in 2035 isn't theoretical. It's being engineered as we speak. And the people who position themselves in the next 12 to 24 months are going to be the ones who benefit the most. Now, I know that was a whole lot of information that I just gave you, and I get it, but if you still need some more insights about the DFW Metroplex, guys, we created a whole bingeable playlist that you can binge watch, guys, and it's located right there.